excellent way. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I'm only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, and I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. Now these three things remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
I don't think I've had a wedding where we had a reader of any age who did a better job of reading a beautiful wedding passage. And on this day now, when you two have to stand there and listen to the readings and the liturgy and all of those things, now you have to listen to me speak for as long as I choose to speak. Oh my goodness. Faith, hope, and love. This is the passage you chose for your wedding. And it is more powerful than you know. Faith, hope, and love abide these three. But the greatest of these is love. And it sounds nice at a wedding to hear that said, but we don't often think about what it means. Why it is that love abides when faith and hope end. Faith is the waiting, the trusting in something that is to come. Hope is the trusting in things that are not yet seen or known. And when all is known, when everything is clear, what will remain is love. Because love is the essence of our God. And for the two of you, the love you hold between you is that sacred part of your relationship. Now, I don't want either of you to get a big head and think you're divine, because you're not. You look divine, I must say. But you are not God's. But what is between you is a gift from God. And it is a gift from God that is a piece of God's own self. A sacrifice of a piece of God, so that you may know in human life the closest thing you can possibly know to the perfection of the love of God. And that is why you take care when you speak with one another. You take care when you talk about that relationship, because that is the piece that is sacred in your hearts. It's the reason that Bonhoeffer, a famous Lutheran theologian and pastor, said that it is not your love that sustains your marriage. It is your marriage that sustains your love. And now, he didn't say it this way, but I say it this way. It's because on those mornings, and they will come, when you wake up and look at one another, and in the throes of a late-night pizza with everything, or a hormonal imbalance, you look across the bed and say, what in the world did I get myself into? May those days be few and far between, but they will come. It will be the vows you make today that carry you through until the indigestion or the mood passes, and once again you are able to feel the purity of love that you feel this day. In the community that is gathered here, this community that loves you, they think they're here to witness something. They don't know that they have already made a commitment in the declaration of intention to be a part of the support of your relationship. In a few minutes, after the vows and the rings and those beautiful symbolic things, you will light this symbolic candle. And at that time, I will say, what God has joined together, let no one put asunder. And we like that, and it sounds real nice, and you all like that, because you don't want anyone to put you asunder. But for those of us in the pews, we hear that as a call very often not to tempt one of you into an adulterous relationship. And it is that. But it is more than that. Because the two of you do not marry one another. You marry into the fabric of the relationships of both of your families. And whatever happens, however long you have been related to, however long you have been friends with anyone else, here or elsewhere in your life, it is this relationship now that is primary. Everything else steps back. Relationships do not work by rule of seniority. They work by rule of commitment. And the commitment you make today means that all the other relationships of your life take second place to this one. It's why mothers cry at weddings. Yes, moms? We know it in our hearts, even if we aren't sure why we know it. But it's also a holy estate. And that is why we smile through the tears. Each of the people here have promised to respect the commitment you make today. The enduring love that you have begun to enjoy is indeed a sacred piece of God. It has been sacrificed for your happiness, and it is given into your care to nurture and to grow. Hold that sacredness between you and don't ever forget it. It will be what gives you strength to get through difficult times, and it will be what holds you in respect for one another because of what you've been given. I tell you now what I always tell my wedding couples. It is an Islamic folk tale, and it is the tale that says that when we die and go before God's judgment seat, we will be held accountable for the blessings that were placed before us that we did not take time to enjoy. The love you have been given is such a blessing. Do not neglect to enjoy it. Jeff and Erica, since you have declared your intention to share with each other your joys and sorrows and all that the years will bring, then please step before the altar of God and with your promises bind yourselves to each other as husband and wife.